Hi, everybody. So this is Robin with Better Days Recovery Family Support. And it's funny, in that title, I really do mean family support because I can honestly say, as someone on both sides of the fence, I joke about it with my support network that I would rather get myself clean 10 times over rather than the experiences that I've had being the wife of somebody, who suffers from substance use disorder through his active addiction and now even through his recovery. Because God knows it has not been an easy road, but it's also been one of the most fulfilling with respect to the things that I've been able to learn about myself and the things in this recovery that have honestly brought us closer and made my marriage better and my family unit stronger. The ability to chronicle this entire journey and especially to share it with everybody is a beautiful thing and is a blessing because we all know that we're told to talk about things. And when you talk about things, it not only makes it more tangible for me, but it also allows me to work through my feelings and my emotions and to come to a solution rather than concentrating on the problem. And quite frankly, if you're in my head, that whirlpool up there will pull any ship down in a heartbeat. I mean, like Navy aircraft tankers would go down in the whirlpool of the insanity that's in my head, especially when I get triggered. We say that, or at least recovery says, that a trigger is simply your response to an input, to some sort of sensory input. But I don't know if anybody else in this situation has ever been in this situation where you're specifically very triggered by one event or one word or one smell or one sight, and it's not something that you can get away from right away. It's something that sticks in your head, and when it sticks in my head, God knows, I'm just on it for days or weeks or months until I can find a way to work through the problem to a solution. And, a very dear, loving person in my recovery network always tells me, when you think about the solution, you cannot think about the problem. You cannot descend into the madness or the insanity of obsession and compulsion for a problem when your head and your heart are together focused on a solution. And I'm sorry, they're bugs. So I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm at the beautiful azalea gardens here. Everything is not quite in bloom, but I will say even just being around nature, around this greenery is an absolutely amazing experience. And I do travel with work, and I love the fact that I get to go all over the country and all over the world and see these wonderful, beautiful things. But back to that trigger. My husband, love him with all my heart, just hit 6 months a few days ago. And while it was a wonderful, wonderful occurrence in our life and a wonderful milestone for him, the fact that this trip happened or is happening so soon after, honestly, is kind of like a trigger. Because this is the first time that I've been away from him since his recovery, and every thought, every text message, every phone call, my brain, my triggered brain, my still in obsession and compulsion brain is telling me something could be wrong. So I'm looking for the things that could be wrong, word choice in a text message, even punctuation errors that could be a slip of the hand when he was typing, or the sounds on a phone call, which are the television. Is he somewhere he shouldn't be? Or whatever is going on, maybe his voice is a little off. I did catch him in the middle of a nap and woke him up yesterday, and I will tell you, that sent me down a spiral for about 20 minutes. I did talk to him later and found out that I woke him up from a nap. So when I spiral, at least, I know that the difference between thought processes and, thought combinations and a flat-out obsession has the thinnest line ever. It's walking a precipice 24/7 with the thoughts that are in your mind and having those thoughts be productive and helpful and forwarding your recovery and taking you further on that journey, or having those thoughts slip into the pain of obsession to where they control everything you think, you say, you do, and you feel for whatever that point in time is. You know, and I don't have the perfect answer. And believe me, if I did, I would write a book and make, $1 million or something off of it. But to me, the answer is simply getting it out, putting it in the open. Because everybody in this situation, from what I have felt, or most everybody, and what I have heard and talked to, people that I've helped, people that I've counseled, clients, whatever, it's all just about the same experiences. It's fear of the unknown and fear of the uncertainty that drive us into obsession about the problem. But when you can talk about the problem, which is the hardest thing to do, the simplest thing to do, the most helpful thing to do, but if you're anything like me, God knows it is the scariest thing to do. To put yourself out there in this completely vulnerable position where your brain is working against you, and to have other people not come to your rescue, but provide the love and support that is so necessary to work through a problem and find a solution. And I have an amazing support network around me, the wonderful, wonderful brothers and sisters that I have in recovery. I could not live without them, God knows. And they're with me every single day, no matter where I am. And so, like I said at the beginning, for me, talking about things is my best way of working through them. And journaling, but let's be honest, for me, it's easier to talk. The people that know me know that I never shut up. So this is my greatest mechanism to take my head out of a problem and try to look at solutions before the obsession hits, before the whirlpool starts. Before I'm Odysseus standing on the front of the damn bow of the ship being taped to it or roped to it or whatever they had in those days, trying to escape the whirlpool and the sirens and not have to go through that. I don't like the tempest. I would rather sail in clear waters, rather than go through the things that I have gone through. But then again, I also have to think that the things that I have gone through make me who I am and give me the ability to look at a problem and hopefully, not with a 20-minute crisis in my head, work through a solution. So if you're anything like me, the only thought that I have today is when you're triggered, because it does happen, but when you're triggered, number one, maybe talk about it. Realize that it is simply a reaction to a stimulus. Figure out what that stimulus is. And I know that talking about it has been my greatest tool and my greatest benefit throughout this entire journey. And then with respect to talking about it, if you don't have a network, find one. If you don't know how to find one, reach out. And my name, my number, my email, my Facebook is all over everything. I do welcome any conversations for anybody, with anybody, but that network is so important. And there are a whole bunch of basics in recovery, but I would have to say vulnerability, honesty, openness are the most important to me. So thank you for being here with me as I chronicle this next day on our wonderful journey, and hopefully be sending you some videos from California soon, because my next trip is going to be pretty cool. But in the meantime, we will see you back in Massachusetts in the lovely home. And bye, fam. As always, I love you, and namaste. Mwah.